Hi guys, this is a problem on a Citroen C4 Grand Picasso. It has a loose tailgate trim or piece of moulding above the number plate, and it can come loose like this. So in my case, the problem had come about because when I was shutting the boot, I was having to slam it due to the lock striker plate had moved. So there are two hex screws that hold that in place, and they'd worked themselves loose. So if you look at there's two screws, they need to be tight, and the lock needs to be forward. If you want to fix that, you would need to remove that whole piece of trim to get to those two screws. I was able to tighten it by hand, just by pulling it towards me and then using my finger to tighten them. So let's get on to how to go about fixing this. You could actually just get a new part from a scrapyard or a dealer, but that would be more expensive. So first of all, you need to remove the interior trim panel from the tailgate. Pull out these two screws by hand. Like so. Then you need a screwdriver with a hex end, 6-sided. I'm not sure what size that was. And then you unscrew from the handle recess that you find in the boot. There's two of these. And then you can unpop the poppers that hold the panel in place. I used a long screwdriver just to get a bit of purchase. Just be careful of your paintwork if you do that. They're just green coloured poppers, and once that's off, you just put it to one side. And then you need to remove the nuts from these bolts that hold the trim in place with a 10mm spanner. And then there are two popper screws on each end of the trim. This is what it looks like when it's off. The white bits that you see there are bits I've actually glued onto it, because the original bits like that you see, they had crumbled and come off due to all the slamming and not being very well built in the first place. They're basically just bits of moulded plastic there. You can see there's one that's still intact, but if it's got movement like that, then it's about to break, so it needs fixing. What I did actually was super glued it all in, and yeah, so here's the points where you want to super glue, where it meets and contacts with the trim, and there's a tiny little hole you can fit a cable tie through for the two central ones where the boot handle is. That really does a good job of keeping it tight. And these white bits, I just found them in my shed, basically just whatever I had to hand. Just super glued them on, shoved cable ties through them and through the holes in the boot. Another alternative would be string, but whatever you use, it's easier if you have someone help you hold the boot while you do the tying.